Hey guys, well, it's now Saturday and I had my surgery Wednesday morning. I know a lot of you had seen my Facebook Live that I apparently did right when I came out of recovery. Like, I was in my room, not in the recovery room. Just to basically let everyone know how it went. And that I was alright, and I really don't remember what the whole video was, so sorry if it was graphic, or cause I know my scar kind of got shown, but it was bandaged at the time. So I think this is gonna be geared more towards YouTubers, but I'll probably throw it on Facebook too. When I was looking for like what people had gone through before and after the surgery, I found a whole bunch of people, and it really helped me out. So I figured maybe if I throw this out there, maybe I could help someone too. One thing I wish I had done, maybe not to put it out there, but just so like other people could see if they asked how bad it was, is maybe when I was actually having an attack, because they got paralyzing. So if people have a different, perception of what TN is, that might have showed them what it really is. But I mean, there's plenty of videos out there to see the real deal. And I mean, it's not pretty, but you get to see. So I figured I would talk a little bit about where this came from. Actually, there's no answer for that. 2013, I woke up with a toothache. Went to the dentist, nothing. Went to another dentist, nothing. Kept going back and going back and going back. They'd put me on painkillers, they'd put me on antibiotics. Now I'm looking back and I'm like, why? If there was nothing wrong, why were you putting me on all these meds? So this went around for a long time. I finally ended up at Vanguard Dental in Springfield. The dentist there, she is absolutely amazing. I love her. She's the only dentist I've felt comfortable with. However, she also didn't have an answer. But she wasn't willing to poke and prod at me to, give a fake answer or to sugarcoat it. So she told me that I needed to go see a neurologist, which luckily for my migraines I already had. And I didn't need to go through, finding one and whatever. So I kind of put it off because the pain would come and go. And the only time I really wanted to do something about it was when it hurt. And then after the pain subsided, I was just like, nah, I'll cancel that appointment. But it got to the point, going back to 2003, 2014, the way I found out that it hurt bad more than a toothache was being at a friend's daughter's birthday party, and I had a couple beers, which has never affected me. They were cold Bud Lights. That's all I remember. Took a swig of one, and it was in a bottle, and I almost, swear to God, dropped on the ground. I didn't know what else to do. I just wanted to kick and scream, and the pain was so bad, it was in my ear. It felt like it was in my eardrum, like my eardrum had blown. And honestly, at the time, if I could have, I would have ripped my ear off. That's how severe it was. But when it happens, when the attacks happen, you just get to the point where you want it to be over and you freeze. I think a good description of me when an attack would happen would just be just bearing down. Nothing cute at all. Let's see. So moving on to I don't know, 2014, 15, different triggers were starting to happen. Brushing my teeth. And I am super, super anal about my teeth. So for that to hurt, for me to be able to floss, for me to be able to brush, for me to be able to gargle with water to spit my toothpaste out, that was a little worrisome. Also, any kind of air touching my face, really weird foods. I could eat a hard piece of broccoli and be perfectly fine. I could have mashed potatoes and want to jump out a window. I don't know the correlation between the two, like why one would hurt versus the other, and it could be the opposite the next day. So I ended up making that appointment with my neurologist, and prior to that, I was taking AMP2, and we were actually talking about the nervous system, all kinds of nerves and everything. And my professor said, a good way to, he wasn't directing this at me because he didn't know anything about this, but he said a good way to, map out nerves is, if it's here, draw the line, look at your anatomy book, see what nerve that is. So I did that one night after I'd had an attack, after I had drooled all over my bed because my mouth was wide open and it's just saliva just starts pouring. So I couldn't sleep after that, obviously. So I took my AMP book out. I looked for that nerve and I found it. And it was the trigeminal nerve. So I'm like, that's an interesting one. So I did what most people shouldn't do, especially hypochondriacs like me. And I Googled the nerve, and I Googled what would cause pain from that nerve. And trigeminal neuralgia came up. And I looked at symptoms of what that was. And every single thing that was on there was me. Like, it might as well have had my name next to it. It was my diagnosis. So when I did go to that appointment with my neurologist, I ran it by him. He said, sounds pretty straightforward. He ordered a MRI for me and told me to go see a neurosurgeon down the street. So I made that appointment, went and met with him, and he explained my options. He said I can continue on the meds that I was on, which I hate. I started taking oxycarbamazepine, or I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce that one. That one was the original one. But then I started taking carbamazepine, which it worked, but it makes you extremely bloated everywhere, including your face. Like, I've noticed since being off of it, like, my face has gone down. It's been about a week and a half that I've started weaning off of it. So, yeah, I definitely didn't want to keep medicating. He said the other option is a glycerol injection, which goes into right here in your cheek, and they feed it up into the ganglion of the trigeminal nerve, and they burn the nerve out with glycerol. The first one I had relief for a year, and right as I was starting my surgical tech semester, it was literally the day of orientation. I took a swig of water brushing my teeth, and it was like, I can't even explain it. It was like fireworks going off in my face. It wouldn't stop. It was here. It was going up here. Automatically, tears just run down my face, and I can take a lot of pain, so I know that, like, I wasn't crying, but it was just like my body's reaction. So I said, before school actually starts, I'm going to see if I can get in for another rhizotomy. And he actually had time, and he did it. And it works right away. You have some numbness, but it's a short-term solution, which I needed for that point in time. It's just a day-to-day surgery, or procedure anyway. Yeah, you're in and out in like, you're probably a grand total of 3 hours max. So that one lasted 6 months. So I was like, I can't do it again. It's just going to get shorter and shorter. So, yeah, sorry about my voice. Medicine and being like groggy, doesn't sound great. So finally, Chris and I went out to dinner to one of my favorite restaurants, and I got a fish bowl, which I'd love to have when we go out to Northampton. I don't know, just one of those things I like. And I took one sip of it, and I was like, I'm done. And he just looked at me like, oh God, like he knew. I couldn't finish my drink. Our food hadn't even come. I tried the food, which was only a salad. It was goat cheese and strawberry salad, and I couldn't do it. Acidity, I can't say that word. Things with acid. How about we go that way? Those would really hurt. So that could have done it. Plus, there was a lot of alcohol in the fish bowl, so I'm sure that contributed to it. So the next day, I left a message. I believe it was a Sunday. That's how desperate I was. I left a message, showed the doctor would call me back on Monday, and his nurse called me, and I said, I want to schedule the surgery. So I went in, met with him, told me, this is what you want to do, we're doing it. I said, yep, I'm not dealing with this anymore. So, I was all excited. I was like, yes, no more pain. And then, I don't know, like a week later, as it started getting closer and closer, because there was only a month in between when I made the appointment and having the surgery, I started getting really nervous, and I was like, what if it doesn't work? What if something happens? What if he gets in there and it's not even trigeminal neuralgia? What if it's nothing he can see? But I don't know. I had this feeling that, I just need to go for it, and I would be fine. He is a really, really, really good neurosurgeon. He specializes in the Janetta procedure, which is what I had done, also called decompression surgery. And yeah, I'm like wicked itchy from my medicine, so sorry, I'm not like, I didn't like develop a tick. So yeah, he specializes in this, and does some other things too. But he's a very nice guy, very down to earth, very, very smart. I guess it's the only way you can be to be a neurosurgeon. He literally like walked me down Sesame Street about what was going to happen the day after, 2 days after. He said at noon yesterday, while I was still in the hospital, after I had taken a warm shower, I would feel good. The guy was dead on. But so I went in, what day of the week is it again? I went in Wednesday. My mom came with me. The whole team is absolutely amazing. I love the nurse anesthetist. Oh my god, he's great. He actually retired and came back for DM. Just so happened he was on my case, so I was happy. They're very calming. They're not gonna let you go in freaked out. Yeah. So I went in for 8:30, and I don't know what time it was when I came out. They said it would take 2.5 hours, so I don't know if we were on time or not. But I woke up in recovery. I was dreading being in any kind of pain. I told them, I'm like, please make sure I'm medicated when I come out. I don't want to know a thing. But I honestly, I wasn't in pain. I think I'm in more pain now than I was then. The only thing I remember was waking up and being like, oh my god, I need to snap out of this really quick because I have to pee. And I'm like, I don't even know if I can stand up and walk without falling over. So I told the recovery nurse, and she's like, oh, okay, no problem. I'm like, oh, all right. As she comes over with a bedpan, I'm like, yeah, it's not gonna work. I can't do a bedpan. So I was in recovery for a little while, not that long. Then went up to the ICU where I was supposed to only be staying for a day. I ended up staying till today, well, Friday. I had a lot of nausea that they couldn't get under control, so I still have, if you can see it somewhere, there's a, no, this, for nausea. It works for 72 hours, so it's probably not working anymore, but you know, I wanted a souvenir, so I'm gonna keep it on forever. They kept up with my meds really well. Lots of stuff for my stomach. They gave me Dilaudid. Oh my god, no thank you. So I just went with like oxys, and I mean, it was almost like taking Tylenol compared to the Dilaudid. But I mean, everything's gonna work differently for different people. So I ended up staying in the ICU, one, because I really like the nurses. They're very one-on-one, which obviously in the ICU, but every day I had the same nurses come back, which was great. Last night I had 2 male nurses, well, one at night and then one that took over in the morning. Both were very professional, very nice. Like, if there was a reason for me to recommend a nurse to somebody, I mean, I would. I met a nurse from Overham. We talked about our kids. You know, it was very just, I don't know, very home-like. I ended up having to get cathed because I couldn't pee. I don't know if, you know, that lady handing me the bedpan traumatized me or no. They said that your bladder can get lazy from the anesthesia and just gets like tired and just like, nah, you're not gonna work today. So they cathed me. I wasn't able to pee until today because if I didn't, I wasn't going home. So obviously I'm home now. I honestly think the worst part about it was being away from my kids, and they did come and visit, but I don't know, I don't like to be away from them. I'm trying to think what else is good to tell you guys. The reason like I wasn't in a ton of pain, I learned that your brain doesn't feel its own pain. So that's why my brain doesn't hurt in here. Bone doesn't hurt. All they did was they make a scar. No, I think I'm showing you the right thing right now. They make either a C scar or the long scar like I have. They drill a quarter size hole into, that's more like a $50, but whatever. They drill that hole into your skull. They pull back the dura and they expose your brain. And then they find the trigeminal nerve. They find the arteries that are affecting it, and they put mesh padding, or I think it's mesh. I believe they said Teflon padding, whichever. They put a padding in, and it divides the artery from the nerve, so that the artery can't pump around the nerve anymore, because that's what it's doing. That's what causes the pain, is the artery. Like, say if my blood pressure went up, like, it would have, this is just what I'm envisioning, but it would have my nerve and it would just go like this, and then I'd get the pain. So I asked him this morning, and he said that it was just the one nerve, because there's different branches of the trigeminal nerve, so it's just that one. And it was several vessels, so kind of explains my big problem. I came home today around 3. I've been able to sit up in bed, watch TV. I'm moving around fine. I washed my hair. I just kept the back dry. I'm not taking too much medicine, so I mean, honestly, like, I'm so glad I did this, and I wish I had decided to do it sooner, but I mean, things that were going on in life, I really couldn't, I wouldn't have been able to do that at that time, so this was the perfect time to do it, and I'm glad I did it, and I am so much looking forward to just enjoying life and being able to smile again. And because when this was all happening, I hated my smile. I hated talking. Well, 1, I hated it, and 2, I couldn't, because if I opened my mouth too wide, it would trigger it. The other thing I didn't mention about the dentist was I ended up having 3 teeth removed, because that was the solution. So when I see, people talking about this, and, people putting videos on YouTube, it's the first thing they talk about is teeth, and how they had teeth pulled or were going to have teeth pulled. So it's kind of like me putting this out on YouTube. It's like I want people to be aware that, make sure it really is your tooth. Like, I don't know, my dentist always told me, like, there's no abscess, like, there was no reason for them to do anything, because, she saw my x-rays, my previous x-rays. So now, because I had all those teeth removed, now I'm going to have to get a whole new set. That's a bridge, or, yeah, crown, I don't know, I'm not a dentist. But yeah, that's a $4,000 procedure that I've been waiting to have done, just so I could have my smile back, because in my opinion, I always had a good smile. And my parents spent a lot of money on my teeth when I was younger, and then I spent another almost $3,500 before Dave and I got married to get Invisalign. So it's kind of like, I want to keep my teeth nice. Also, I lost a lot of self-esteem. Okay. Apparently I lost my vocabulary too. I lost a lot of self-esteem during this, because I became very antisocial. I didn't want this to act up in front of people. I didn't want to be embarrassed about it. I don't know. It's just pretty simple, I guess, that part. Now hopefully I can get back to being my old sarcastic self and joking around and laughing, and not have to worry about, is my next laugh going to be the one where I want to throw myself somewhere? This disease is also called the suicide disease because people get to the point where they don't know what to do. And some people don't have the option. Like, I had to have the surgery, either financial reasons, I guess, that maybe it's too long gone. I know if you have MS and you have trigeminal neuralgia, this procedure won't work. If you have Parkinson's, if you're over the age of, I don't know if it's 60 or 65, they won't do it. I mean, maybe unless it's a special case, but those are the general statistics of it. As far as I know, it's not hereditary, but I think it's contagious because my next door neighbor has it, or had it, but same surgeon took care of him. He's doing well. He's a few years out now, so talking to him around Christmas time and hearing how his outcome was, I was like, once the pain starts coming back, I was like, I'm going for it. Like, just having that little push is what I needed. But I'm happy, and I don't know, hope people will be a little bit more happier with me, and hope my personality comes back, and I don't have to use my sarcasm behind the keyboard and be a keyboard warrior when I'm making fun of all you. And yeah, I just want to enjoy life. I want to have a great summer, and yeah, I think my kids deserve this. So, but I thought this was actually going to be longer, but I really think that's all I have to say for now. I'm gonna throw this up on YouTube. I'll probably put it on Facebook somehow. It's probably too long. I'll probably just put the link. If you have any questions or comments or anything, if I missed anything you want to tell me, just comment below. If you want, you can subscribe. I might follow up with more information after I go for my post-op, and let you guys know how everything's going and make sure everything is where it should be and how life is going after this. So, alright guys, if you listen to this whole thing, thanks. And if you're going through this, I get it. And I'm here to talk if anyone needs to. I don't care if I don't know you or not. Alright, so I will see you guys if I make another one. Bye guys.